think it's good to show different kinds of treatments. So Colin Tilley, who is another incredibly talented director, I freaked out when I saw his name on this treatment. He's done most of Justin Bieber's videos. I mean, he's done a lot of really amazing stuff. This is from him. Notice, initially, by the way, that Turculator video, that was Missy Elliott's that was her directorial debut. She had never directed something before. So so it was really nice to get all those visuals from her. It helped, me guide her through that process. Colin Tilley doesn't necessarily need to do all that because he's been directing for a really, really long time. Again, the introduction, I can let you guys kind of read that, but he even has, video references to other music videos that he likes. And then he gives like the general overview of the kind of project that he's trying to, convey. So he's got the words gritty and grounded and Atlanta. And I'm like, let's go. Like, cause I'm not born here, but raised here my entire life. I grew up on Edgewood. I went to Grady High School, Atlanta. Yeah. So he talks about inspired setups, amazing choreography, dirt bikers. We literally hired BMX bikers, had this giant inflatable like crash pad and a giant ramp. We had people on motorcycles flying through the air. It was one of the craziest things I've ever done. But this is the kind of stuff that's really important. So as videographers, because I'm not the only one that gets this, by the way. When a treatment is sent out, it's sent to the producers, it's sent to the directors of photography, it's sent to the cam ops, it's sent to everybody. These kinds of shots where you see like the light hitting her face and the wet, that helps makeup. You get references for wardrobe, you get references for the location scouts. Everybody that works on this project works off these treatments. And the more detailed you are for every single department, the better it is. Every time I've written a treatment, I have a full slide for makeup and wardrobe. I have a full slide for locations. I have a full slide for lighting, just to be as detailed as possible as, to what exactly I'm looking for. Eventually I'd like to direct. I'm kind of happy doing production design now. I definitely eventually want to direct, but I've done it once. It was stressful and I have no interest in pursuing that for the foreseeable future. So good luck to you directors out there. But that was the thing, you want to make sure that you're being as detailed and communicative as possible for every single aspect of your music video. If you want it conveyed in the right way, if you want it budgeted out in the right way, because Colin sends this out to even their line producers. Who are like, okay, so he's asking for this and this and this. These are the things that we're going to need to budget out for, and then they kind of go from there. So it's really important to be as detailed and explain as much as you can for every single department and every single treatment. Again, literally just a slide of pictures. The dirt bikes. These guys were super fun. And then, the other thing, you guys, insurance stuff, don't bring anything on a set. Do not hire anybody on anything until you have some sort of insurance or some sort of guarantee that if someone's stuff gets damaged, they're going to be compensated. That's just something that I have to say, because the amount of times that I have taken jobs, especially early in my career, where I will, rent something or buy something and then we damage it on set and I didn't provide a COI or ask for it in advance, then it's on me and my company, because I need to make sure that I maintain a good relationship with the prop houses, with the picture car guys. It's always important to cover your ass as much as possible when doing all this kind of stuff. Certificate of insurance. So if you have an insurance company or if you have an LLC, you can go out and you can, apply for insurance for your company. And so I suggest, if you don't have it for yourself, if you're working with a production company, make sure you're using theirs. And honestly, if you're hired by someone, always use their insurance. If it's your own project, you can use your own. But if you're being hired out by another person, use your own insurance. This was the mattress store. And this was super fun because have you guys seen the wheelie video? Some of you maybe. So initially they wanted, I can show a picture from it, but initially Colin wanted this, he wanted Lotto to be the manager of this mattress store and put her in a cute little uniform and all that kind of stuff. And I, taking a big leap of faith and telling a director, hi, I know you've been doing this for, X amount of years and you've worked with some of the biggest names in the business, but I might have a better idea. It was the scariest thing I've ever done. But I did, and he actually ended up using my concept in the video, which was Lotto on, I have it saved. This was what I sent to him. I was actually on another set and I panic sketched this out. And I was like, what if, she's actually just this like queen of the mattresses, and we have her on, we put dancers right in front of her, all positioned out, and kind of make it more of a performance shot than a narrative. And he was like, hell yeah, down with that. So we actually ended up getting to shoot it. So it's really a toss-up, because I'd like to say you shouldn't overstep and you shouldn't, pitch things when you're working with people for the first time. But if you're really passionate about something, you really think it's a good idea, definitely put yourself out there. Just do it in a respectful way where you're not coming at them like, hey, my idea is better. But it's like, hi, I have a different take. Would this be something that you're interested in? But definitely put yourself out there, put out your ideas, because a lot of times, people are down. And the girls that I work with, the amount of times that I'll go to them and I'll be like, okay, so I'm thinking about this idea, what do you think about, doing this instead? Or like, do you have another idea? And they always have ideas. They always have opinions. One of my girls on my team, Savannah, actually came up with a whole setup for this video, and she's my art coordinator, and though she does have like her hands in a bunch of other things on set, she took complete control over a whole area of the set and ended up being one of the principal shots. So it's like, you always want to be collaborative. You always want to put yourself out there. You always want to take ideas from other people as well that are on your team. You never want, the amount of times that I look back and I was like, nope, it's my idea and nobody else's idea. I want this just to be my project. They didn't look as good as they could have because I wasn't taking, the ideas and the recommendations from other people. So I would say it's really important to listen to the people you have on your team. You have them on your team for a reason. Capitalize on that creativity, and everyone else has different experiences. Everyone else has a different eye, and the more varying kind of perspectives you can have, on a video during, in a concept, the better your stuff's going to look, the more versatile and the more new and unseen it's going to be. So we can go back to the treatment here. So there was that scene there. We have this, which we literally ended up getting, and thank God I was not responsible for this. I told them, I'm like, look, if someone could potentially die in some sort of stunt or anything on set, I don't want anything to do with it. And I go as far as even saying, like, if we're hanging stuff on set, whether it's a chandelier or something crazy from the ceiling, I tell the rigging team, I'm like, I am not a licensed rigger. I don't know how to hang this safely. I am not going to hang it. You remember with the disco ball, for this last shoot we did, we got a disco ball the size of a small car. And I told them verbatim, I'm like, I'll get this disco ball, but I ain't touching it. I ain't hanging it, because the first time that falls on a talent person, guess who they're gonna look at? And I don't want to be responsible for hurting anybody. So that's another important thing. Don't ever try and do it all yourself if you're not 100% confident. The most important thing on set is safety. And if you're out here trying to do all of it, things are gonna fall through the cracks. Okay, more image references, and then literally, he doesn't even give you a thank you at the end. It's Colin Tilley, he doesn't need to,